Happy Monday, everybody. Another start to another work week. I don't know if that's a good thing or not. Sometimes I think, yeah, I'd like to have about a month off, but then other times I think I'd get completely bored and wouldn't know what to do if I had that much time off. Anyway, we don't have any time off tonight because we have got some stuff to open. We're going to open a Gold Rush multi-sport jersey, a Hit Parade autographed football, a full case of National Treasures football, and a half case of Contenders draft picks football. So we're going to be busy tonight. Lots of fun stuff to open. Before we get started, though, a little bit of information to go over. First and foremost, thank you to everyone who is joining me. Those of you who bid with me and break with me. Many of you stop by just to chat and say hey, even when you're not in the breaks, and I appreciate all of that and each and every one of you. Second thing on there, my feedback is completely automated on eBay. So that just basically means you never have to wait on me. Anytime you leave positive feedback for me, you're going to instantly get it in return. Next, we'll take a look at the breaks coming up for the next 5 days. I list new things just about every night, and they typically run for a length of 5 days because otherwise eBay charges you a bunch of extra money. So that's the deal there. Excuse me. So tomorrow night we'll open a Gold Rush autographed full-size football helmet. We'll open the back half of Contenders draft picks that we're going to start that case tonight. We'll finish it tomorrow night. On Wednesday night, note that we're starting a little earlier than normal. We're going to start at 9:30. We're just going to do a single baseball jersey and then jump right into Bowman baseball, which comes out on Wednesday. Thursday, of course, we've got some more one-box breaks, including a jersey in there, a half case of 2011 Prime signatures, and some more Bowman baseball. Friday, we've got a bunch of one-box breaks that we haven't done in a while. Some of this we haven't cycled through in probably a month or so, so we're going to get back into that. And then we'll also start a case of 2018 Score football. We'll start on Friday night, part of a case anyway. Saturday is all basketball, all kinds of basketball. So that's what the next 5 days looks like. For tonight, we've got a couple of breaks with free shipping. That's the multi-sport jersey and the autographed football. Both of those I'm projecting to go out on Saturday. Anytime you break with me and it's completely free shipping, it's usually going to go out about 6 or 7 days after the auction ends, sometimes sooner if you have another package coming in the meantime, but I'm going to project out roughly Saturday for that. Our paid shipping breaks tonight are National Treasures football and Contenders draft picks. And I am projecting a Thursday ship date for that and hopeful that I can get it out a little bit faster than that. But to be on the safe side, I'm listing Thursday. As always, that stuff is plus or minus a day. So something unusual or unexpected happens, could slide a day later. If everything goes smoother than expected, can go out a day earlier. Finally, the last thing you need to know about, if your team is not pulled in one of these breaks. If it's one of the first two, the multi-sport jersey and the autographed football, then your consolation card would go out typically with your next package. If you were to hit nothing in Contenders draft picks or National Treasures football, your consolation card would ship with the rest of the break since that is a paid shipping break. So that's all the housekeeping. Now we're ready to get down to business tonight. First up, 2017 Gold Rush Hall of Fame autograph multi-sport jersey. Spots were sold by the first letter of the last name. So Hank Aaron would go to the A's, for instance, Mark McGuire to the M's, so on and so forth. And like everything that we're going to look at and open tonight, this ended on April 23rd on eBay. We're live streaming it on April 23rd. And of course, our bidding positions are on the left. Our winning bidders are on the right. We do have a couple things right there that weren't listed because there were no hits in the product for that particular letter. There were no people that had a letter, last name that started with that letter, so I just didn't list those. Finally, you're going to see the background will go out of focus here ever so slightly. That is by design, and we're still going to be able to see everything, so no worries. I just don't like to use autofocus. Hi, Bobby B. How are you? You got your mojo working for the jersey? So this is the Gold Rush Hall of Fame edition here Hall of Fame jersey edition, I think is technically what they call it. But anyway, it can be from really any sport. It could be from basketball, baseball, football, hockey, I think even is in here. There's lots of possibilities. And this is, I should have brought the checklist with me and I didn't. The name on the jersey is Bauer. And it looks like to me that says Johnny Bauer as the signature. There's a JSA authentication sticker. And let's see what else this is. Okay, it is a hockey jersey for the Toronto Maple Leafs. So no wonder I didn't recognize, thinking, who is Bauer? Like, I don't know who this is. I don't follow hockey, okay? I'll admit it, I don't. So it's a hockey jersey. And there is the matching JSA authentication card that will match up with that sticker that you see there. So, all right, guys. So this goes to bidding position B for Bauer. And it's a hockey jersey. And it's big, man. That's bigger than, like, most of our jerseys. So that's going to be a heavy one coming to you. Oh, you guys were trying to guess who it was too. I'm like, I don't know. I see you guys in chat going, yeah, B has a lot of people in here. Bobby B says that's his dad. Well, hey man, if that's your dad, then you got a whole bunch of his autographed jerseys, right? So you should just load them up and send them all to us. We'll give them away. All right, next up is a 2018 Hit Parade Series 1 autograph football. I forgot to put the shipping, so let's look at that again real quick. If you are in this break, please take a minute to look at your anticipated shipping date and the information about what happens if your team is not pulled in the break. Now back to our regularly scheduled programming. Like everything else, this ended tonight, the 23rd of April, and team names are on one side, winning bidders across from it. This is the last one of these that I have. Originally, we only had 2. And then what happened is, like, I don't know, a week, 10 days, 2 weeks after the first order came, we had already broken it. Everything was done. Another box shows up with 2 more of them in it, except I hadn't ordered anymore. And it had the same invoice date and everything as the original 2. And so basically they had just sent me the order twice, a duplicate order. So of course when I got it, I called the guy up, my rep from there, and I said, hey man, I don't think I'm supposed to have these. And I know I haven't paid for them because I already got the ones I paid for. So he basically said, hey, if you want to keep them, I'll cut you a deal. So he gave me a little bit off of a future order, and I agreed to just keep them and break them, and that's how we ended up with extras. So this little deal, it comes in a carrying bag here, which I'll send it to you in the same carrying bag. And for some reason, they also wrap it in brown paper. I don't really know the point of that, but they do. So I'll kind of wrap it back in the same brown paper. And yeah, we'll go from there. So this is also JSA authenticated as well as DA authenticated. So 2 authentications on there. And I'm going to have to hope that there's a sticker in there because I do not know whose signature that is. Could be Richard Sherman, but I don't know. Let's see if there's... It is Richard Sherman. I actually read a signature correctly for a change. How about that? All right, so Richard Sherman, oh man, he just got traded, right? Or he went off in free agency to where did he go? Is he a Raider now? I want to say he's a Raider. Hang on while I look it up. Because I don't remember exactly where he went, but that sounds remotely right. But I better make sure instead of guessing. No, he went to the 49ers. The 49ers. See, why was I thinking the Raiders? I knew there was a reason I should look it up. So, okay, there we go. So, Richard Sherman autographed football to the 49ers, his new team. should have known he wasn't with the Raiders. He wouldn't be up there with beast mode anyway. National Treasures football is coming up next. This is just, of course, we broke a bunch of this right when it came out. And yeah, somebody called me last week and said, hey, I've got an extra case. Do you want it? I said, you bet I do. So we've got a little more of that to open. Fun times. So once again, if you are in this break, please take a minute to review your anticipated shipping date. If you happen to pull nothing in this particular break for your team, it will still, your consolation would still ship when the rest of the break ships. 4 boxes of 2017 National Treasures football, full case break, break number 6. And team names are on the left, winning bidders across from it on the right-hand side. We've had some really nice stuff come out of NT this year. Of course, nice stuff always comes out of NT, but I'm saying we have pulled a lot of really nice stuff this year, so I'm hopeful that we're going to have a little fun with this again tonight and pull some awesomeness. I like your YouTube name, Nunya Business. Yeah, Nunya, we are doing contenders after we do National Treasures. We'll do contenders draft picks. NT, of course, even though it sounds like it's a lot, right? Because anytime you say case, it just seems like it's going to take forever. It really won't. There's not a lot of cards in these. So it will, as a whole, be a relatively reasonably fast break anyway. Just getting some sleeves out, and then we'll crack into these. Oh yeah, you haven't missed it yet. The only thing we've done so far is the memorabilia. So we did the multi-sport jersey, which was a hockey jersey, and then we did the autographed football. I know some of those hockey guys sell for loads of money. I don't know if that particular player is one of them or not. I just don't know a whole lot about hockey. I don't really follow it. Like if it was Wayne Gretzky, I would know that. But Connor McDavid, I know his name because my friend's nephew really likes Connor McDavid. But that's all I know about him is just his name. And by the way, if you happen to be watching live and you can hear me interacting with people in chat, but you yourself cannot see chat, a couple of things I can tell you about that. One is you would need to be logged into YouTube. The second one is if you should happen to be watching on a mobile device like a tablet or phone or something, you, I think, also have to switch to the view that says desktop view. And then that should enable you to see everything. We've got one kind of fat one here, so you know what that means. Somewhere in that box will be a multi something or another in there. Like a big multi, a big booklet multi, most likely. We've pulled a couple of those out that are called treasure chest, and it's just a whole bunch of relics for one team. So it could be one of those. It could be, I don't know, it could be something else, but it's most likely going to be a pretty cool card in the box where the lid doesn't fit on there properly. That's been my experience anyway. Aaron Murphy says that you are sensing some dolphins in National Treasures. And Staying Lover saying maybe it's going to be one of the treasure chests for the Broncos, which definitely it could be. We pulled a couple of Bronco treasure chests out of some of our earlier cases of NT. And all right, so let's start looking at what we've got here. Everything's going to be numbered. Joe Montana to 99, first out for the 49ers. Actually, I guess I can put some of those in sleeves later, but oh well, we're already started, might as well. Carson Palmer to 25 for the Cardinals. Then we have to 99 Colossal Materials Danny Woodhead for the Baltimore Ravens. Next up is a Bronco to 99, and that is Carlos Henderson. Comes a nice relic for the Raiders. And Derek Carr. That's got it. Where did I miss the number on this? Is this not numbered? Oh, there it is. It's down there in his feet. I couldn't see it for a minute. It's numbered to 25 on the Derek Carr Colossal Materials. Could not see that. Here's another Colossal. This is to 99 for Dak Prescott. Shelton Gibson to 99 for the Eagles. Which I think probably Wayne maybe has the Eagles tonight. I think I saw that he had the Eagles. And he usually has pretty good luck when he gets the Eagles in NT. He usually pulls some good stuff. Curtis Samuel to 99. That's a nice looking patch for the Panthers. Derek Barnett, numbered to, oddly enough, 96. I guess is that his jersey number maybe? Also for the Eagles. Ooh, this just made the Bears very happy. Mitch Trubisky to 99. Little rookie on-card signature and relic. Nice hit for the Bears. It'd be interesting. Maybe we'll pull all of our good rookies out of here tonight. That would be awesome. If we could pull one of each of our top rookies for the class, that would make me very happy. Alshon Jeffrey to 99, Eagles. Next we have Dwayne Smoot to 49. That is for the Jags. Another Colossal Material, Alex Smith for the Kansas City Chiefs. That's Pro Bowl Materials. Here comes your Dolphin card, Eric. Coming out to you right now to 99. Jay Cutler and Jarvis Landry. Ooh, a nice Joe Montana to 15 for the Chiefs. That's really pretty cool. I pulled a lot of Joe Montana out of here. Not as much as you would think, anyway. So, nice little hit there for the Chiefs with Joe Montana relic to 15. The Rams have a pretty nice hit for Josh Reynolds to 83. His jersey number on card auto. Nice big patch there for the Rams. Neil Smith coming out for the Kansas City Chiefs. Neil is numbered, is he not numbered? Yeah, he is. He's to 49. Broncos again, Carlos Henderson to 99. Hard signed and relic. Here come the Kansas City Chiefs again. This is numbered to 49. And it is Rich Gannon material and hard signed auto. And look at this. The Chiefs are just crushing this right now, are they not? Because here's Kareem Hunt as well to 99. Hard signed relic. And the Chiefs are cleaning up. So there's two of our high-profile rookies. We hit Trubisky in one and Kareem in one. So we're making good progress towards our goal of finding them all. And I think I just saw something else that's going to be pretty nice on the bottom of this one, too. We'll find out in a minute. Marcus Mariota to 75 for the Titans. Here comes Willie Snead, numbered to, 83 for the Saints. To 99, we have Deshaun Kaiser for the Browns. Oh, Ravens. Ravens. Look at you with that awesome patch. Joe Flacco to 5. That's so nice. You know, I don't pull a whole lot of Ravens out of National Treasures, but this is your second one tonight, and that is a really nice patch as well. So it's kind of one of those, when you do hit it, it's usually pretty nice, but sometimes they're harder to hit, the Ravens, I mean. Another Colossal Material to 99, that is Jameis Winston for the Bucks. Dual Relic for the Browns to 99, Kaiser and Njoku. Malik McDowell /99. Seattle Seahawks. Here comes a rookie booklet. It's for the Bengals. It's Joe Mixon /99. Nice hard-signed autograph and a big patch. Very cool little hit there for the Bengals. Davis Webb /99 for the Giants, because you know we're not going to open a whole case of something and not find Davis Webb at least once or twice. And Kareem Hunt, as the Chiefs just keep crushing this break. And this one is numbered to 25. So the Chiefs sold for probably half of what they normally bring. And this is already their second Kareem Hunt. And probably, what, 4 or 5 hits for the Chiefs already? A lot, anyway. But that Kareem to 25 is a particularly nice one. This is the one that has our super fly thick something in it, so we're about to find out what it is. Khalil Mack /99 for the Raiders. Jared Goff /75 for the Rams. Dallas Cowboys hit a little Dak Prescott /25. A nice relic for the Cowboys. Chiefs just keep on rolling. This is Lynn Dawson /25. So the Chiefs have had a very nice return on their investment so far. I think we're about to make somebody else happy here. Give me 1 second. I've got to get out a few more thick card sleeves. The Houston Texans are not going home empty-handed, because look who you have. Deshaun Watson /49. So little dual relic there for the Texans. Oh my goodness. Our booklet's going to be a nice one. We're going to set it back there for a hot second. I know, that's mean, isn't it? That's so mean. Amara Darbaugh /25 for the Seahawks. Hard signed and relic. A dual signed card here. The Redskins with Jonathan Allen and Marlon Humphrey for the Ravens. And this is /49. And you know what that means, guys. We'll have to go to the spreadsheet. If the same person owns both teams, we got no worries. If we have 2 different team owners, we will have to use random.org to determine who gets that. A nice insert for the Pittsburgh Steelers. My Steelers. Number /25, the future, James Conner. I know you probably wanted Juju Smith-Schuster, but we found you James Conner. Thielen for the Vikings. It is numbered /49. And here comes our booklet. And look at that. Joe Montana /25 for the 49ers with a little Hall of Fame relic. I thought that would be signed when we opened that up. I'm kind of bummed that that's not signed. I'll be honest. I thought it would be. I mean, it's still very cool. It's still, you know, /25. It's still Joe Montana, but I really did want it to be signed. All right. So before we recap all of this fun stuff, which we're going to do here in a hot second, we have something to deal with in random. So this card here, we're going to go to the checklist or go to the spreadsheet first to see if we have the same team owner. If we don't, I will head to random. It will be entered as Ravens first and Redskins second. I always go either top to bottom or left to right, depending on how a card is oriented. I will hit random 3 different times. The first 2 times are not going to count. The third and final time that I hit random will determine who gets that card. So our Ravens are 486673 is our bidder. Our Washington Redskins, that is CSS 8824. We got lots of numbers in both of those usernames. So yeah, we're going to have to roll over here to random. So I'm going to bring you right along with me, and let's get this rocking and rolling here. All right, once again, the first 2 times are not going to count. So ignore the first one, ignore the second one. Here comes the third and final. There you will see randomized 3 times. There's our date and time stamp, and that is going to the Ravens. The Baltimore Ravens have had themselves a quite nice little break tonight, as a matter of fact. So let's recap. This goes to, I'm actually going to take a moment. It's in a sleeve, okay? So obviously you know I'm not going to mark on your card. At least I would hope you would know I would not mark on your card. So that just will tell me when I'm sorting it that this was awarded to the Ravens by way of random.org. And then for the rest of our recaps, of course, we've already looked at the back of each of these, so I'm not going to flip them over to the back again, but we will take another little stroll through them from the front side in case you want another look at it, or you jumped in late, or you're watching the recorded version and scrolling to the end. Rookie booklet, Joe Mixon. I like booklets. I really do. I think booklets are, as a whole, booklets are very cool. I like when we pull them. I still am a little bit bummed, though, that Montana wasn't signed. I really kind of expected that it would be. That is a nice patch for Joe Flacco and the Ravens. Well, why does that one on the bottom did not want to cooperate there for a minute. Yeah, Stang Lover, I'm telling you what, that really was a nice break for the Ravens. As I said, they don't come out of National Treasures, it doesn't seem like super often, but when they do come out, they have pretty good luck with it. But I would say, as a whole, the Chiefs were probably our big winner tonight, because the Chiefs pulled an incredible amount of stuff. And to pull 2 Kareem Hunts, one of them numbered to 25, yeah, that's some money in the bank right there. So I don't remember who had the Chiefs tonight, but whoever it was, they're probably pretty happy along about right now. One more look at our Joe Montana booklet to 25 before I set that aside. At least my Steelers pulled something. And, you know, I do think James Conner's going to be pretty good. He got injured part of the way through. And he's going to be good. And, you know, we're not going to have Le'Veon very long. I mean, I guess we'll have him this year, but I'm sure he'll be gone after that. I don't think they're going to get a deal done with him. So they're going to have to start getting James Conner some more reps and get him ready to do some running. Of course, we may draft, I don't know, maybe we'll draft another running back this year too. I don't know, but for sure I'd say Le'Veon's gone. That's my thought on it anyway. All right, let me get our spreadsheet up, and we're going to buzz right on into Contenders Draft Picks. As soon as I can manage to get us there. We are, anyway. There we go. So, once again, Contenders Draft Picks. I'm anticipating a Thursday shipping date. If I can get it to you faster than that, I will. If you happen to have a bidding position that doesn't pull a card tonight, your consolation will ship with the rest of the break, since this is a paid shipping break. So 6 boxes of 2018 Contenders Draft Picks. This is a half case break. It's break number 3. We'll break the back half of this case tomorrow night. Anything you see there that says no bids buyback, that's just an orphan team, unloved, unwanted, no forever home. So any cards that come out for that will have to hang out here and join my card mountain, which is already so huge I don't need anything else joining it, but yet, there you go. So since we're opening a new case, or starting a new case, but not opening every box in it, what happens is I take all of the boxes out, I will number each box on the end, and then we'll use random.org to determine which ones we open tonight versus which ones we open tomorrow night in break number 4. And then, of course, Score Football comes out Wednesday, but as I said, we're not going to start breaking it until Friday. I kind of just made an executive decision to postpone it a couple of days so we could get through most of the draft, because I won't be able to sort that until the whole 3-day draft process is completed, more than likely, because we'll have rookies in there that may not be drafted until one of the later days, is my guess. And I will also have a spot in there for undrafted people, because you know every year there always ends up being some that are undrafted and then they go on and sign free agent contracts, you know, in the days and weeks following the draft. So we'll have a bidding spot for that too on Score. All right, I'm just going to hit random one time. First 6 numbers that come up will represent the 6 boxes we open tonight. 7, 3, 12, 8, 4, and 9. So 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, and 12. 3, 4, 7, 8, 9, 12. All right, so here are our 6 boxes for tonight. Let me get these other 6 put back in their case here. And we're ready to rock and roll. Of course, this break also sold by the first letter of the last name. So Baker Mayfield would be an M, Josh Rosen an R, so on and so forth. Out of the last case, we pulled 2 different Saquon Barkley redemptions. And interestingly enough, one came out of one break and one came out of the other. But I was surprised they had 2 in there. But they did in the same case. In the first part of the last case, we didn't have a whole lot of players duplicated. Maybe a little, but not an extraordinary amount. In the second half of the first case, we had a ton of duplication. Like one player came out maybe 3-4 times. So I don't know which to expect tonight. But what we do know is that we're going to have 1 hit per pack. We'll find some numbered things as we go along as well. And a collegiate connections, which I was just getting ready to talk about. And this one happens to be signed. It's numbered to 23, and it is Josh Rosen and Jim Mora. Cracked ice, of course. Here's what you need to know about this and the rest of the collegiate connections. They're going to have 2 different players on them, which most likely have 2 different last names. So every one of those will have to be set off to the side, and we will use random.org to determine how those are awarded at the end of the break. But that Josh Rosen right there is a really nice one. It would be awesome if the same person owned the M and the R, because then I wouldn't have to take it away from one person. That's why I hate doing random, because somebody always is going to end up not getting it, which is not fun if you're that person. Mike Hughes for the H's. So I always dread having to do it for that reason, because I have been on the losing end of random myself before, and it is never any fun. Of course, when you're on the winning side, you're like, yeah, random rocks. But that's human nature, I guess. When we win, we're happy. When we lose, we're not. Fountain for the F's. Another collegiate. Basically, there's going to be 1 collegiate connection per pack, right? So you can just count on, we're going to have a nice little stack of them over there when we get done. And who do we have here? Rock Thomas for the T's. Yeah, I agree with you, Mike. There have been a fair amount of duplicates, more so than I think we found in elite draft picks anyway. I think this seems like it has a more expansive checklist in contenders. than Elite did. Maybe it doesn't, but it feels like it does. However, it feels like we see more duplicates, which is odd. You would think with a bigger checklist, you would see fewer duplicates. Kaiser White. W's. Of course, we pull, as a whole, lots of S's and lots of W's, it seems like, out of Contenders draft picks. Oh yeah, that Rosen is pretty sweet. I mean, Rosen doesn't come out of here very often, and especially cracked ice numbered to 23. That's what I'm saying. I'm gonna feel bad taking that card from either person. That is a nice card, so I'm not looking forward to somebody not winning random. Numbered to 23, a little cracked ice for Jerry Rice. But maybe we will get lucky and the same person will own both of those letters. That would be ideal. Dante Jackson for the Jays. Another collegiate connection. I tell you, we really probably pulled the most high-profile players out of Leaf draft picks, or Leaf metal draft, sorry. Draft picks is what this is. We pulled a lot of the high-profile guys out of metal draft. And of course, Leaf has Ultimate Draft still yet to come in a couple weeks. They'll have Valiant Draft left to come. That's the one that always has a graded card in it. Troy Fumagalli. So we'll have some more opportunities to get some of the high-profile guys out of the Leaf stuff still yet. And depending on where everyone gets drafted on Thursday night, we may end up with some new hot players. Dalton Schultz for the S. Although I think it's probably pretty safe to say that all of our top QBs are going to go off the board pretty early, like in the first 5-6 picks. I really wish the Browns would take Barkley first, though. I would love for Barkley to go first. But I don't think they will. I think they'll take a quarterback first. That is Taven Bryan for the Bees. I am looking forward to Thursday night, though. I mean, the draft takes forever and ever and ever. And they are going to televise all of it this year, all 3 days of it, from start to finish. So it's going to seem like it takes even longer than it normally takes. But I do always look forward to the first hour or two on Thursday night. It's always the most fun. A cracked ice to 23, Jordan Howard for the H's. Another Rock Thomas. So a couple of those have come out for the T bidding position. And of course, all the cards ship, right? So you're going to get, you'll get the base cards as well as the inserts and numbered stuff. It's all going to head out the door to you guys. Traquan Smith for the S. There's our collegiate connection again. Oh, Calvin Ridley. I like Calvin Ridley. That is numbered to 25, and it's not a sticker. It's on card. So nice hit for the R's with Calvin Ridley. empty box. I know, I always show the inside of the box just so you can see that it's empty and all that. Every once in a while, if you get a box that has one of those weird ways they put the packs in there, sometimes you'll find, I have found a pack still stuck in there when we look, so I always like to double check that stuff. DJ Moore for the M's. Guess probably the only time I don't is when it's something super obvious like National Treasures, where we know there's only one little box of cards inside the main box. This is to 99, and it is Taven Bryan again. And that is, I thought that was on card, but it's not. It's a sticker, so I want to go back and look and see if, was I wrong about Calvin Ridley? No, Calvin really is on card. Of course, we're not far off from having Majestic come out. That'll be pretty soon. And there's a new one this year. Oh, Luminance, I think is the name of it. That I think is supposed to have some like draft night signatures or next day type signatures in there. So, I don't know. Looks interesting anyway. Fountain for the F's. So, we'll have some Luminance to open up when it comes out along with Majestic. Those are both a little bit higher end, and a couple of the first, you can't have a couple of first, can you? A couple of the earlier stuff that will have our rookies in there for 2018 after the draft. First after the draft is what I was trying to get out. Not doing a very good job getting it out tonight, though, am I? That is numbered to 23. It is Cracked Ice, Justin Jackson. You know who I haven't seen is Lamar Jackson. Is he in here? Is he in this set? I've looked at so many checklists recently. I don't even remember. I think he is, but I have not seen him come out. Kaiser White, W. Of course, I don't know that we've seen, I don't think we've seen Baker Mayfield come out here yet either. A little printing plate, a little one of one. This is Matt Stafford. I started to say for the Lions, but no, that would be wrong. It is Matt Stafford going to bidding position S. And here's Derek Noddy for the ends. Oh, Mike, did you say Lamar Jackson you don't think has a signature in this set? I don't think, oh, he does not. Okay. Well, I guess that's why we haven't seen it. Of course, as I said, there's some other stuff we haven't seen, too. I haven't seen Baker Mayfield come out. I haven't seen Josh Allen come out. Not out of contenders, anyway. Another Schultz. Of course, Lamar Jackson is acting as his own agent during all of this process. So maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. He and his mother, I think it is, are acting on his behalf. I mean, I will save him 10%, that's true, but I think the agent probably gets you more stuff too, you know? That's their job, negotiating and whatnot. Fumagalli again for the Fs. So in that sense, it could be worth the 10%, but I guess it doesn't really matter because he doesn't think it's worth the 10%, and so there you go. Mr. Schweb, I mean, you know, breaks can go lots of different ways. You can break even, you can lose money, you can make a little money. It really just depends. Traquan Smith for the S. It depends on a lot of different factors. And, you know, some people buy in because they like the team and they keep all the cards themselves and they don't care whether or not they make money on it or not because they want them themselves. That's how I am. I like to bid on teams that I want to keep for the most part. I don't often bid on teams with the intent to resell. Well, isn't this quite the case? Because now the R's have a cracked ice Josh Rosen 223 no matter what. So no matter how the other one goes, that is also a cracked ice to 23, you know you have this one. So now I don't feel so bad about the other one having to go to random. That is a sweet little hit right there. So the R's are kind of doing a dance right now because that is a nice hit. And by the way, if you want a one-touch magnetic case for the Rosen or anything else that you might hit in a break with me, unless it's a booklet or a super thick, odd-sized one, J.R. Alexander for the A's, it's going to run $3. That covers the cost of the case. That covers the PayPal fees. It's, you know, usually jumps up to the next group of postage. It covers that too. All that stuff is included in that $3. So if you ever want one in a break with a card you pulled in a break for a card that you pulled in a break with me, there you go. I can speak occasionally. Just shoot me a message over on eBay and let me know. Marcus Allen to 99. Or sometimes if you're in chat, you can tell me in chat and I'll take care of it that way. Ito Smith for the S. And the way that that does work, if you do ever request one of those magnetic one-touch cases, I send a PayPal money request directly to the email that you have on file with eBay. So most people these days probably have multiple emails. That's where it would always be. In whichever email you use for eBay, because that's the only one I would have access to. Here comes Christopher Herndon IV. That is to 99. Depending on how random falls, if, say for instance, it did end up going to the Josh Rosen part of the card, they would have 2 cracked ice Josh Rosen potentially out of this break. That would be crazy. Traquan Smith, because why stop at 1 when you can have 2 or 3? Thank you, Panini, for not doing a very good job with randomizing your hits. Although in the case of Josh Rosen, we're probably kind of happy, right? We're like, yeah, okay, you don't have to randomize. We'll take more of those. Thank you. I know. That's why I always say it's very situational when we complain about the randomization, because when it's the right player, we're happy to have multiples of it. Deontay Burnett to 25, and I think that is on card. That does not appear to be a sticker to me. Sometimes I pick them up and look at them a little more closely later and find out I'm wrong about that, but that did not look, that looked on card. Eric, who do you have tonight? What's your letter in the break this evening, sir? This is Gary Beban. Well, it's to 99 and it's for the B's, no matter how we're supposed to pronounce it. And golly, okay, so this guy was in the 60s. Played in the 60s, apparently. Eric, you have the J's tonight. All right. Have we hit some J's tonight? I don't even remember if we have or not. Yeah, we have. We hit a, didn't we hit a Jackson, something Jackson? Justin Jackson or something? I think we did. Sometimes it kind of all blends together. Especially when I've sorted a break earlier in the day of the same product. Then it really starts running together. Sam Hubbard for the H. Oh, we have had a couple of J's. All right, good. Why my collegiate connections keep wanting to slide off on me over there. They're trying to run away. Dan Marino cracked ice to 23 because it is a Dan Marino kind of night, isn't it? Or no, the others were Joe Montana. That's right. I'm like, it's Joe Montana and National Treasures, not Dan Marino. Kyle Lauletta, there's a nice little hit. That is the first Lauletta, I think, that I have pulled out of Contenders Draft. I don't think we pulled one at all out of the first case that I remember anyway. So the L's are feeling happy tonight with Kyle Lauletta. I think actually that's the person that didn't pay too. Yeah, pretty sure it is. That's the person that bid like several times and then immediately when the auction was over, yeah, they're not going to pay. Oh, okay. Well, good. Thanks. Just love when people do that. It's so awesome. Dalton Schultz for the S. Oh, Nunya, that's you? That said you weren't gonna... Well, sorry, man. I just naturally figured if somebody said they weren't going to pay, that they weren't going to be on the break either. It's like, oh, brother. So you did pay for it? All right, well, thank you. I appreciate that. I get tagged a lot with people that do that, and I've never understood why that is. Why people just... like immediately say that they're not gonna. It's like, then what happened? Sometimes they'll send you a message and say what happened, you know, but most of the time they don't. Terry Baker for the B's, and that is to 25. So yeah, I don't, as of, well, I don't know if he's paid by now or not, but some of you were on here last night too, and I let the guy ride for the Angels and Diamond Kings because he said he was going to pay it in the morning, and then, like, yeah, it wasn't paid, and it wasn't paid by the afternoon, and it wasn't paid by the evening, and unless he's paid very recently, it's still sitting there unpaid. Trey Quinn for the Qs. No, that was, well, no, Nunya, the one that I'm talking about. So I don't know, maybe that is not, maybe we're not talking about the same thing then, because maybe it wasn't the letter L, maybe it was something else. But somebody sent a thing to cancel their order and they didn't pay for it. And I saw it like right as I was coming out to do the break, and I didn't have time to deal with it. So I just thought, okay, well, I'll deal with it when I get done. I'll go in and cancel it and do whatever I got to do. Luke Falk, we're having a nice break out of this half case. Luke Falk to 25, right after we were complaining about not pulling some of the higher profile stuff. We've had a nice half case here. Anyway, so if you didn't send a thing saying you wanted to cancel your bid and all that stuff, then maybe it wasn't the letter L. I don't know. Yeah, I'm just going by the fact that it was a cancellation request that came in. That's what I meant. Somebody literally sent a cancellation request saying that they weren't going to, you know, when you ask to cancel an order, that generally is indicative of the fact that you don't, you know, you're not taking it. Roquan Smith to 99 for the S. So maybe we're talking about two different letters. I don't know. I just thought it was L. As I said, I was rushing to get the spreadsheet set up and get the break set up, and I didn't have time to finish it regardless. So, yes, S is always hot. It seems like out of Contenders Draft. Every break we've done has had a lot of S in it out of Contenders Draft. Here is a nice little Earl Campbell, and that is to 49. And then we have Nick Simonek. You know I don't say the names right ever, but it's another S since we were just talking about everything going to the S's. And we still have a couple little housekeeping things to do here before we recap. One of them is going to be this group of cards, these collegiate connections. And of course, these are left to right, and they're all going to have different names on them. So rather than going through and doing these individually, I'm going to use random, and I'll put in left side of the card and right side of the card. We'll hit random 3 different times. The first 2 will not count. The third random will be our final random. That will tell us how those cards are going to be distributed. So obviously if it comes up to left side of the card, it'll go to the player on the left side of each of those cards. And if it comes up right, player on the right side. So that's how that's going to work. All right, so there goes the first one you can ignore. Second one you can ignore. Here's our third and final, and there you'll see 3 times our date and time stamp. It comes up the right side of the card. So we will do a quick little flip through here so you will know if one of these is yours or not. So for instance, that one's the A's for Andrew, that's H for Howard, J for Jones, Sony Michelle, so on and so forth. So the player on the right hand side is how this whole stack of collegiate connections is going to be handled. And then we're going to do the Mora and Rosen one separately because it was not a left to right orientation. Otherwise it would have also been part of this group. But it is actually a top to bottom card the way it is oriented. We got to recap our numbered ones too. So that is this happy little card right here, which is a nice one. So it's the M and the R for Mora and Rosen. So let's hop over here to the spreadsheet first and see if we happen to have the same person that owns them both, which would be so nice. So there's the M, that's 2 right 5, and our R is J.W. Burton 1984. So we don't have the same team owner. So we're going to do the same format here, except this will say Mora and the other one will say Rosen. Once again, I always am going to enter them top to bottom if the card is oriented that way. So Mora is going to be typed in first. Rosen is typed in second. It's going to be 3 randoms. First 2 are not going to count. So ignore the first one. Ignore the second one, third and final. There you'll see 3 times our date and time stamp, and it goes to the M's for the Jim Mora position. So I tell you what I'm going to do here. Let's go ahead so that I can circle on this. Well, let's get it. There we go. All right, where's my marker? And of course, obviously, you know I just circled that on the top loader, not on the card itself. So this nice little Mora and Rosen Collegiate Connections cracked ice to 23 awarded to the M's, the Mora position for by way of random. Then we have the numbered Earl Campbell to 49. The numbered Dan Marino to 23, the numbered Marcus Allen to 99, Jordan Howard cracked ice to 23, and Jerry Rice cracked ice to 23. Those are our numbered cards. And now we'll do a quick buzz through of our hits. Once again, guys, we're not going to flip these over on the back in the recap because we've already looked at the back of each of them in the regular part of the break. Who was that again? Trey Quinn. Okay, for the Qs. Yeah, Qs seem to pull up and hit something. I don't know. Maybe I'm trying to think if they've hit something every break. They have at least 2 of the 3. I don't know if it did for the every. That is not much of an autograph, is it? That's kind of like a little hieroglyphic symbol there. I don't know exactly what that was. Mr. Alexander did not spend a whole lot of time on his signature, to say the least. So, Nunya, if you are still on here, are you saying that really you do not want... Maybe that wasn't you, though. Is that what we just established? You did not send a request to cancel your order? Is that correct? So I need to decline that if it is for you or not? I'm not sure. I'm still a little confused on that. I may have gotten the letter wrong. I don't know. But I thought it was L. But that's what happens sometimes when you're looking at stuff really quickly. All right, guys, so that is it for tonight. Once again, I'm going to throw up the spreadsheet information here very quickly in case someone is watching that missed it earlier. You can have a quick shot here to look at your anticipated shipping dates and all that kind of stuff. And, yeah, we're looking at Thursday, hoping for a little faster than that. I think it's reasonable that I might be able to get it. Realistic is the word I meant to say. I think it is realistic that I might be able to get that out quicker than Thursday. So, and once again, quick little spin through what we have coming up in the days ahead. Tomorrow night is the back half of this case. I will be interested to see if we pull a bunch more Josh Rosen out of the second half because, honestly, we pulled Saquon Barkley twice out of one case. Out of the last case. So I'm going to be interested to see if the back half of this has a bunch of Rosen in it or not. But anyway. All right, guys, that's it for tonight. Thank you once again to everybody who participated. I appreciate you very much. I hope you have a great rest of your week, and we'll see you again the next time. Bye-bye.